All right. All right, here we go. Taylor, how did you break 32 down?
I did 4 and 8.
4 times 8, okay. And then that's a perfect square.
And then 4 and 2.
4 and 2, and another perfect square, right? So well, I guess we have a pair of 4s. We could just do this, right? So for the pair of 4s, what'd you do?
It's 6, no, I don't know, 16.
Yeah, it's negative 16 because 2 4s means you can take a 4 out, right? And there's already a negative 4 there, so you multiply them. What else did you do?
I just do the outside, so that goes inside of the.
Yeah, 2's left.
And then I multiply -4 times -16.
No. The 2 4s make 1 4 come out. Not 16 comes out, just 1 4 times that 4, so it's negative 16. But what about that negative? What do we have to do with this negative side? Yeah, make it an I out front. So that's what it should be there. Okay, so it's not an extra 4 that you have to pull out. All right, this one, William.
Oh, I didn't.
Well, you're gonna do it now. What's that? Negative 10. What's that? Negative 15i. What's that?
4.
Right? Positive 4i. And that? What? Squared. I times I. Thank you. All right. So we all know how to FOIL, right? Now, what did we learn about that I squared yesterday? Right, because I squared equals -1, remember? So that's like -6 times -1, positive 6 times -1, which turns it into -6. So I just cross out the I square and change the sign on see that. Okay, Brock? So what's our answer, William? -10 and a -6. Thanks. -10 and a -6. Yeah, -16. Good. What's a -15 plus 4? Right. Okay. Questions? All right. So homework. Any questions on 2, 4, 6, or 8? Looking at the answer sheet I gave you guys. We're good on those 4? Anybody want to see any one of those? All right. Oops. Got to go down. How about the next 3 there? Any questions on those? Okay. So this 49 is a perfect square, so what can I pull out? 7. No more radical. Okay, so 7 times -3 is -21, but since we have that negative there, we have to put the I out front. Okay, all right. So any problems finding X and Y on those 3? There's another one, there's 16. How about 16? You guys do okay with this 1/2? 1/2 equals 15. How do I move the 1/2 over? Multiply by 2, right? So that's how it becomes 30. 15 times 2. We good? All right. How about 18 to 26? Just combining like terms, right? Any issues there? Remember, minus this negative 3i makes it what? Positive 3i, okay? So don't forget about minus and negative stuff. And then distributing and foiling. And then that last one, remember, means 8 plus 3i times 8 plus 3i. Just write it twice and FOIL it then, like you did 32 and 34. Okay, remember your I squareds, you're going to change to -1 times whatever's in front of you. All right, no questions? Simple, right? Okay, today, pairs of complex numbers of the forms. Pay attention to this. A plus bi and a minus bi. All right? We call those complex conjugates. When you multiply complex conjugates, the i's get canceled out. This becomes a single whole number. Okay? Because when you do first, a times a gives you the a squared. When you do outside, a times negative bi is negative abi. And then when you do inside, bi times a is positive abi. What happens to a negative abi and a positive? They're going to cancel out, right? So those i's are gone. Then a positive bi times a negative bi is a negative b squared I squared. Well, what's the I squared? -1. So when you have complex conjugates, all you have to do is square the a and square the b and do what with it? Add. It's always addition. So that's a quick shortcut. When you multiply complex conjugates, because of the negative abi and the positive abi canceling, and this I squared equal to the -1 makes it negative b squared times -1. That's where that positive. So all you have to do is square that and add them. When they're complex conjugates, they have to be the same two numbers, but one's plus, one's minus. Okay? So again, when we multiply the product of complex conjugates, we just get a real number. All right? So what's the complex conjugate of 5 plus 2i? What's its conjugate? Nobody? A plus bi, a minus bi.
It's just that one.
5 minus 2i. Yeah, that's all. Again, if you don't remember the shortcut, you can just FOIL them. You'll get the same answer. But the shortcut is square 5, square 2. Oops, I was going to give the answer. And add them. Well, what's 25 plus 4? 29. That's the answer. Okay? Nolan, you look confused.
I just like cancel themselves out.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
If I FOIL it, I'll go through it. 5 times 5 is the 25. 5 times -2i is -10i. 2i times 5 is a positive 10i. And 2i times -2i is a -4i squared. So these two, you see, cancel, right? And then this is -4 times -1, which makes that +4. So again, if you don't remember the shortcut, you can just FOIL it. But I'm trying to help you do a quick, okay? So, Mason, what's 3 minus 4i times what? Focus. Look. Oh, I just need to go up. Never mind. Here. conjugate. They give us 5 plus 2i, the other one is 5 minus 2i. So if you're given 3 minus 4i, what's the other one? Yeah, 3 plus 4i. Okay? Landry, help your partner here. What do you do with the 3's? Well, you can foil it, but what's the quicker way? What can I do with the 3's? Yeah, just square the 3's. What can I do with the negative or just the 4? Yeah, they're end up canceling, so what can I do with the 4? Just like I did with the 3. Square it. And it's always addition. Okay? So what's 3 squared? 9. What's 4 squared? What do we get? 25. So when you multiply complex conjugates, you always get a whole number. Okay? A whole real number. And it's always addition between these two. So it's always the a squared times the b squared. Okay? There you go. Why didn't you yell at me? I told you to.
Yeah, I think
Yeah, he gets one too. All right. So now we can solve an equation like this a lot easier. What's the first step? Vince? Yeah, you do. We're going to get x by itself. So what are we going to do first?
-4.
There you go. I knew you could do it. Sophia, what do we do now? Yeah, square root both sides. So we just worked on the square root of -4. Brooke, what is it? 2i. What symbol do we have to remember when we do this step? Plus or minus, yes. Okay, so we're going to get some square root method problems where we're going to get the squared part alone and take the square root of both sides, but we're going to get negatives. So now we know how to solve the square root of a negative, right? Questions on that example? Okay. What's the first step for this one? AJ. Yeah, add the 11. Again, what we want to do first is get the x squared or the squared part. It might not be an x squared. It might be an x plus 2 squared or something. But we want to get the squared part alone. What's that? -36. Is the squared part isolated alone? No. Now what, Noah? Yeah, divide by 2. Wait till you get it x squared first. Or something squared, nothing else with it. Everything else on the right side. And then we can do what to both sides? Square root. Right, it's not a real number. It's a complex or imaginary number. So remember, our answer needs the plus or minus. If I do my factor tree, I'm going to do those two numbers. Because 9 is a perfect square, what number can I pull out? 3. Since it's negative, what else do I pull out? The I. And then what's left? The square root of 2. Make sense? All right. You can do it. All right, what do we do here? Nick? Add 8, good. And that's what, -24? And then Connor, what do we do now? Square root, good. Remember, plus or minus. I'm going to use 4 and 6. Oh, I added wrong? All right, so it's 4 and not 6, but 7, right? So what's my answer, Connor?
4i. Positive or negative 4i.
Not 4i.
Oh, 2i.
Yeah. Thank you. You handle those?
Yeah.
Positive. Vince, you could do this.
That's a bold play.
All right. I guess that's it. I think that's it for examples. So we're going to get some problems like this. You're going to get a few like we had last night, just for practice again. You have a few of these and a few where you're multiplying complex conjugates, okay? Oh, here's the same type of problem. But do I need to go through it? Okay, I can. Just set it equal to what? 0, right? And then do what we just did, subtract 20. Divide by 4. So we get -5. And then we're going to take the square root. So x equals plus or minus what? Thank you, Brooke. Was that you? Okay, the only thing we can pull out is the I because it was negative, right? 5 won't factor tree with a perfect square in it. Okay? There's probably another one. Do we need to do one more?
No.
Yeah, we do, because we're going to get a fraction. We're going to make it 0 equals. Then what? Divide by 9. Square root. Plus or minus what? What? Well, what is the square root of 1? Square root of 9? Yeah. So those are both perfect squares, so it worked out nice. We get 1/3 I. So you might run into a fraction also. Now I think it's all the examples we got. All right? I wanted to get done quick for you guys so you had time in class. Didn't give you much time this week in class so you could get it done. Good job this week. Monday, practice quiz. Then we're going to have a quiz Wednesday over 3-1 and 3-2.